for Virginia Tech. And just like that, we are underway. First pitch, a fastball off the plate, and the count 1-0.
Yeah, and a lineup here for Duke that's changed just a little bit from what we've seen the last two nights. Zach Morris in the leadoff spot for the first time.
1-0. Called a strike. 92-mile-an-hour heater in there, and it's evened up.
There you have it, Morris at the top. Wallace Clark down in the 8-hole playing shortstop. Had been in that spot the prior two games in this series.
Morris fights it off. A ball and a pair of strikes. Griffin Stig last Sunday on the road in Atlanta at Georgia Tech. Went 4 1/3, 7 hits, 2 runs, no walks, had 5 strikeouts in the outing. The 1-2. Swing at a chopper, left side, gloved by DeMartini. Throw across the diamond, and it's in time for out number 1.
I think we're going to get our first review here on the very first play of this game.
Starting us early. I actually thought that he had beat it out by the naked eye.
In real time, he looks safe. You see it there, into the turf in a hurry, big hop. DeMartini does a great job to pick it up cleanly. It's a good look there. We'll take a couple more as the umpires do as well. And what's a big call? Obviously plenty of baseball to play here, but you can tell both teams wanting to take this game. For Blue Devils looking for that first base runner, and for DeMartini.
He makes the point, and he's safe. So base hit, infield single for Zach Morris. And I think it's the right call. I think that's exactly what we saw there. Tough play for DeMartini. Had to throw off his back foot all the way across the diamond. Brings up Ben Miller. Miller, a .451 hitter, folks, a number that you simply cannot make up. Video game type stuff. First pitch, swing and a miss.
Good pitch there from Stig. Big cut from Miller. I think going back to that review, so many opinions and about the review, and is it good for the game of baseball or not? In this instance, it's a perfect example of just a matter of getting the call right.
0-1 to Miller. Swing at a fly ball, deep right field. Going back, it's Micheletti. It's going to stay in the yard. He makes the catch for out number 1. No opportunity to tag up, and Ben Miller is retired.
Well, that's a good job by Stig to answer, deliver a quality pitch. Micheletti routine out there in right field. Good job by Morris as well to retreat and at least show a tag. Force Micheletti to throw that in, see what happens. But clean all around defensively for the Hokies.
By no means is Ben Miller an easy out to get. So I think to get him out in the first AB is kind of a sigh of relief in a way. Runner on first, 1 gone. First pitch. Called a strike.
And Gracia here from the left side. The freshman coming in hitting .298 here in game 3.
Nine doubles on the season, 8 homers. Pick off the first. Close play. In there safely is Morris.
I had Morris going the other direction there. Great job by Stig. I do think he gets back. Ebel, yeah, he hits the bag there before he makes contact with the hand. So fortunate break there for the Blue Devils.
Righty on lefty, 1-1. Misses outside. Griffin Stig for Virginia Tech in his 10th start. Been the Sunday consistent for the Hokies, a guy that they just feel like they can lean on. Sunday in, Sunday out. 1-1. Upstairs, 2-1.
Yeah, Stig didn't seem to like that one at all. Kind of a drop of the head there, maybe a ball that just got away from him. So Gracia now ahead, 2-1.
Pick off again. This time he's in there safely. Zach Morris aboard first after his leadoff single that went to review. Ended up legging out an infield single to the hot corner if you're just joining us. 2-1 on the way. Runner goes, pitch misses, throw down, gets into the outfield. Stolen base for Zach Morris.
And probably one there you don't want Henry Cook throwing if you're Virginia Tech. You see Morris stumbles actually there first couple steps, but then Henry Cook trying to throw from a knee. That one runs up the line and into center field. So then a chance for Morris to advance an extra 90. Coach Sheff out of the dugout. Maybe asking, the only thing I could imagine is any interference at the plate for Gracia.
Well, now all the umpires converge. Henry Cook kind of known for having a cannon of an arm behind the dish, but to your point, Andrew, when he's off balance like that, trying to make country. Virginia Tech 23rd, ranked as high as 11th this season. And there's a called strike. Breaking ball fills us up. 3-2 for A.J. Gracia, just a freshman. Payoff pitch. Foul tip.
And we're already there. We've talked so much this weekend. Full count. This Duke club able to spoil that 2-strike pitch. Been really good at bats. Been challenging for the Hokies pitching staff. And right there, quality pitch from Griffin Stig. Great job by Gracia to spoil it. Another 3-2 on its way.
Payoff again. Swinging a fly ball, towering drive left field. Cannizzaro at the wall. He leaps and it's gone. 2-run blast for the Blue Devils. A.J. Gracia. And they take a 2-0 lead.
And that's exactly what you have seen all weekend long. Gracia spoils the quality fastball the pitch prior, shoots it straight back to the net behind home plate, and then here Stig gets one that's running away but also running up. Gracia able to get extended, shows his opposite field power. Cannizzaro going up, good effort by the left fielder, but not enough room, and a 2-0 lead for the Blue Devils.
Sets the table for the designated hitter, Alex Stone. Bases empty, 2-0 lead for Duke. And he looks at a breaking ball down and away. A.J. Gracia tees off to give Duke the 2-run advantage. A.J. Gracia now 3 homers away from breaking that record in Durham. Fouled off, 1-1. What a start here for Duke in a series that up to this point has not seen a ton of early offense out of the Blue Devils as far as scoring. 1-1. Fastball at the knees for a strike, 1-2. In fact, this is the first time they have come around to score in the first inning this series. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him with a breaking ball down and away. And there's 2 gone.
Well, you like the answer there from Griffin Stig, able to get Stone, and pretty quick work there after Gracia homers and gives the Blue Devils the early lead. You see a good pitch with 2 strikes off the plate, but Stone committing and swinging through, and a big second out here.
Here's Logan Bravo, the first baseman, batting 5th for the Blue Devils. You could say that nobody had a longer night of sleep than Logan Bravo, but the opportunity today after the E3 that walked things off for Virginia Tech to wipe the slate clean here. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a fly ball, shallow right field. And it's caught by Christian Martin. He makes the play from second base. 2 runs score. A homer. Weekends back when the Demon Deacons swept the Hokies here in Blacksburg. He's in as the DH. He will bat 7th. Christian Martin digs in. He was the hero last night. First pitch fastball called a strike, and the count 0-1. Chick, as they call him, nickname around here. Looks at a ball, 1-1. What you got, Andrew?
Just talking about the Duke lineup shaking up a little bit. Virginia Tech as well. You mentioned Tackett in that DH spot, getting his first chance in this series. Henry Cook moves back behind the plate.
Base hit up the middle for Christian Martin to lead things off for Virginia Tech. They pick up kind of right where Duke left off. Base hit for both teams in the first at-bat.
Yeah, again, important game. Duke does a good job to get out on top with the home run off of that man's bat there out in right field. You got Obi in center and Cruson, who we've seen last night and here again today in left. Miller and Bravo on the corners, Clark Morris up the middle, and the Noon Winslow battery here for Duke in game 3.
First pitch called a strike on the inside corner to Ben Watson. Another Division III transfer here in the ACC out of Elizabethtown. 1-1. Watson, a Westchester, Pennsylvania native, has been a perfect addition, you could say, to this Virginia Tech team. Fouls one off, 1-2. Batting .394 on the year. Extra base hit machine with 10 doubles and 2 triples to his name. Not to mention the 2 homers. 1-2. Fastball hit up the middle, could be 2. Gloved on to second. And they get the leading runner there. No play to give it back to first. So Watson is aboard with a fielder's choice. Cuts down Martin.
That's a 5-6 put out, believe it or not, from the right side of the second base bag. There's Ben Miller. We've seen so much with the left-hander at the plate all the way to the other side. But yes, fielder choice, 5-6. Good play there for Duke to be sure of one. I've been so impressed with Watson. He came into this series hitting safely in 27 of 33 games. You talk about the guy at the plate and the guy on deck and Canizero, Micheletti, Carson DiMartini, Henry Cook, but Ben Watson, the center fielder for the Hokies, been really good for this club all year long.
There's not a break, really, in either of these lineups. I mean, you have to be dialed in as a pitcher. 0-1. Called a strike at the knees, 0-2. You can't take an at-bat off.
Welcome to the ACC.
That's the beauty of one of the best leagues in all of college baseball. 0-2. Fisted back. Well, Chris Canizero came in last year to join the Hokies. Transfer out of Bucknell and very welcomed addition. Really impressed to see how, as the 0-2 is lifted back foul, how he has improved, right? Because he had a red-hot start in the non-con in his first year here in Blacksburg, then kind of cooled down in ACC play. Not the case this year. Hot start in the non-con, and he's kept that going, hitting now .363. A hair out of the zone on the 0-2 pitch. Makes it 1-2.
Canizero, 6-year guy too, so just a veteran guy, whether he's hot or not at the plate, somebody that Coach Szef's definitely going to have in this lineup.
And that rings him up on the inside corner for strike 3.
Canizero frustrated there, I think maybe more so with himself. The pitch prior looked pretty good, and then Noon here comes back with a big looping curveball coming in on Canizero, and quality pitch there for the backwards K and out number 2.
First strikeout for Tim Noon. Brings up Eddie Micheletti. Pick off to first, and standing up safe, Ben Watson aboard with the fielder's choice. Martin led the inning.
Maybe a balk. He was showing Watson advancing to second. Obviously don't know what else it would be there. See Tony Carrilli behind the plate there explaining as well, but just as you saw contact there, you saw the play blown dead. Watson advances. And now we'll see the lefty-lefty matchup and Noon and Micheletti.
And swings and misses. High breaking ball. 0-2 the count for Eddie Micheletti. Another transfer addition out of George Washington. 0-1 pitch. Rifled foul, left side. Runner on second for the Hokies. 2 gone. 0-2 the count for Eddie Micheletti. Power hitting lefty. 0-2. Breaking ball down and away. 1-2. Boy, did they kind of wish maybe they had his bat still in the ball game when it went to extras on Friday. The 1-2. Ring him up. Strike 3. Got him with a breaking ball in.
Not having an opportunity to take any at-bats off, and a lot of credit to Pollard and his staff to put together this club, currently standing at number 7 as they came into Blacksburg this weekend for this ACC series.
He's coached 33 major league draft picks, 16 all-ACC selections. It's Chase Cruson, the left fielder. Looks at ball 2, 2-0. Second inning of work for Griffin Stig on the hill for the Hokies. 2-0. Cruson batted 7th yesterday, was pinch hit for in the 7th and the 10th. He went 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts in the 2-1 Virginia Tech win on Saturday night. 2-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. High fastball at 93 from Stig, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, fastball's been good for Stig. Obviously wants one back against Garcia.
2-2. Swing and a fly ball. Right center. Watson underneath it. And he makes the catch for out number 1. Let's take a look at the Virginia Tech defense out there.
Deck, as you mentioned, losing him early to injury. But Ebel's done a tremendous job in that position, able to keep Ebel's bat in the lineup by allowing him to play some first base, puts Henry Cook behind the plate. You get both of those guys. And then another catcher in David McCann, who we've seen in a ton of DH opportunities. We touched on Tackett having that chance today in this one, but expect McCann in a situation later.
This one's cranked to the gap in right center. It's off the middle of the wall for Obi. He's on to second with a stand-up double. One out double for Devin Obi, and the Blue Devils are in business. Already leading it 2-0 here in the top of the second. Hit this one on the screws.
Just catches a lot of the plate there, and Obi does what he's supposed to. Looks like he's trying to get around that and actually pull it left side, but right-handed hitter pushes right center and good speed into second base. Easy stand-up double for Obi. Like you said, Blue Devils looking to extend here as they get their second base runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs in as many innings.
Here's Wallace Clark to the dish. Looks at a breaking ball off the plate, 1-0. 267 hitter. Crazy to say, one of the Blue Devils that isn't touching right at 300. Here's the 1-0. Handcuffed him, 1-1. 4 homers to his name this season. 27 runs batted in, has a runner in scoring position here. The 1-1. Swing and a fly ball, tailing foul left side. And you got that fight for the souvenir that you get every time that escapes the yard.
Yeah, good crowd. A lot of young ones here to take this one in and see them all converging on that foul ball left side.
Stig kicks and deals, 1-2. Breaking ball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Wallace Clark. Was the leadoff man for the Blue Devils through 2 games so far this weekend. He moves down to the 8-hole. Winner take all today. He crushes this one high into the air, into the gap in right center field. Micheletti is back on the track, and he's there to make the catch. A tag up for Obi. He makes it to third with ease, and it moves the runner for the second out.
Well, another bid for a second home run. You see Obi return in case it stays in the yard, and it does. Easy advance, 90 feet to third base, but Stig able to keep that one in the yard. Micheletti back to the wall for a big second out. Now a chance here. We talked timely hitting before we even got into this broadcast today as we were getting ready for today's Game 3, and it's going to be crucial for both of these clubs. Here Duke in an opportunity with 2 outs and a runner at third. See if they can pick up Obi here and extend the lead to 3 before this half inning is over.
And on the contrary, Stig trying to work out of this thing after surrendering the stand-up double to Obi with 1 out. Here's the 1-0. Called a strike. Sizzling fastball at 94 from the sophomore righty. What the Virginia Tech coaching staff loved about Griffin Stig was how quickly he was able to develop in the offseason. 1-1. Fouled off, 1-2. Spent the summer playing for the Bourne Braves in the Cape Cod League, and as many know, that is a league that'll grow you up quite quickly.
That's about as good as it gets. Good opportunity for Stig. Many of these Hokies able to participate in that summer league ball.
He's turned it into a great sophomore campaign. 1-2, lifted foul. And on top of it, one of the best people inside that locker room for Virginia Tech. As just a sophomore, they look to him for guidance and leadership. He deals 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him with the breaking ball. Strikeout number 2 on the day for Griffin Stig.
Ebel in the 5 spot, and Virginia Tech trying to get a runner aboard here in the bottom half of the second.
Garrett Ebel in for the Hokies. He looks at a first pitch strike. 0-1. Ebel batting 6th yesterday. On base 3 times, a double and a pair of walks. Crucial in the 11th to be on board for Tech. The 0-1. Swing at a line drive, and it's caught by Morris standing at second. Had to take about 2 steps to his left, and he was right there.
Well, Boivay in and as efficient as Noon was. And his 5 hitters that he saw.
He had 2 strikeouts, allowed just 1 hit.
Yeah, just Martin to reach, able to leave him stranded in the first. You mentioned the backward strikeouts. Canizero and Micheletti back-to-back to end the first, and then a quick one of DeMartini before he exits. Boivay trying to pick up where he left off as he delivers that first pitch fastball for a strike.
2 gone for Sam Tackett, designated hitter today, making his first start since 2 weekends ago against Wake Forest. The 0-1. Line drive foul, right side. 0-2. Sam Tackett is another leader inside that Virginia Tech locker room. He is the picture-perfect example of what John Szefc wants his baseball players to be off the field. 0-2. Chops this one into his left foot. And he leads by example, but I ask you, Andrew, why make the move to start him today? The way that this series has gone up to this point with each team taking a game.
I think partly, yeah, the left-hander and Noon starting, so McCann a left-handed hitter instead of having that left-handed lefty-lefty matchup out of the gate for Virginia Tech.
Well, he swings and rifles this one into right. Gracia is there, and the Hokies go 3 up, 3 down with 2 arms on the
average coming into this series and enters this game 3, even adding to points there, hitting .451 as we enter the rubber match on Sunday.
Now you can sit here and say that the top of the order for the Blue Devils is full of talent, no doubt, as Morris looks at a strike. But what I would argue is that they have the best mustaches in the Atlantic Coast Conference. I mean, that's exceptional right there. A 1 pitch. Foul tip, 0-2. You got Morris, and he brings out the wax, gives you a little bit of a curl on each side. And Miller as well. He's got more of a Tom Selleck going on. Down and away, 1-2. Griffin Stig, 3rd inning of work for the Hokies. With a long look in here. Brings home the 1-2. Check swing, did he go? Home plate umpire Tony Carilli says he did. 3rd strikeout of the day for Griffin Stig. And what do you see here, Andrew?
Yeah, you see Cook showing up in the zone, and maybe a ball just above the belt, and also with the swing enough for the strike 3 call. Big first out, as we talked about Miller and his production at the plate. A whole lot better to face Ben Miller with nobody aboard than having runners on the base paths when you're facing the right-hander in the 2-hole.
Miller chops this one foul, left side, 0-1. And they do end up scoring this as a strikeout swinging. Forwards K for Zach Morris. 0-1. Swing and a drive into the gap left center field. Both outfielders going back, and this is gone. Ben Miller with number 11 on this season. 2nd of this series. You cannot keep him quiet.
No, he does it again. You saw a good swing on the first pitch, pulls it left side, but then comes right back on the next one from Stig. You see Henry Cook and Griffin Stig talking about it, but here it just extended. Ben Miller is strong. Just over top of Real Life Dental. You see Stig's frustration there. Didn't think maybe he'd get out. The park might hold it, but just enough for another home run and a 3-run lead here in game number 3.
Second homer of the day already for the Blue Devils. Gracia looks at a called strike. 90-mile-an-hour changeup, 0-1. Well, Gracia had the first homer. Teed off for a 2-run bomb in the first. He gets a hold of this one to straightaway center. Watson in front of the track, and he makes the catch. I mean, you're seeing loud out after loud out here for the Blue Devils. And, Andrew, we kind of came into this thing talking off the air with how things have been in Game 1 and Game 2, that stalemate, back and forth, who's going to win it, who's going to have the edge. It almost has the feel today where something's got to give.
Something's got to give. You were looking for it yesterday just to get that third run across in a 1-1 tie that held for a long time. But here, to your point, you got a feel of one of these teams looking to extend, maybe put up a crooked number.
Ebel makes the play. And the Blue Devils are going to take that 3-0 lead off the barrel of Ben Miller.
10 here in the country.
8-9-1 due up for the Hokies. Henry Cook, Clay Grady, top of the order for Christian Martin. First pitch fastball finds the zone, 0-1 for Henry Cook. Cook had a bomb, a 2-run shot in the 6th on Friday night. Instrumental to keep that game close. He rifles this one on the ground, scooped up by Morris to first for out number 1. Clay Grady to dig in for the Hokies, and Morris has been busy already in the infield for the Blue Devils. Again, one of the top defensive teams in not just the ACC, but the entire country. Clay Grady up for the first time this afternoon. Ended up going 0 for 5 yesterday for Tech. Looks at a first pitch fastball outside of the zone, 1-0. Struck out once, grounded out twice, lined out, and was aboard with a fielder's choice in the 11th. So that was key in moving the runners in extras. Fastball runs high, 2-0. You look at what Grady did on Friday in the 9-8 Duke win. Did have 2 knocks and a walk. Looks at a breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-1. Base hit in the 2nd on Friday, another one in the 6th. Came around to score after the walk in the 5th. Fouls it off, 2-2. You're seeing fastball after fastball here from David Boivay.
Yeah, we've seen pretty good velocity from several arms. We've seen a ton of arms in this series. Boivay running 95 right now, about as high as we've seen other than Wyatt Parliament for the Hokies.
2-2, chop to the hot corner, gloved by Miller. On to first, and it gets away. Clay Grady's aboard first, and we'll see how they score this. But things kind of falling apart second day in a row there for Bravo.
I think that one's on Miller at third. He has a lot of opportunity to set his feet and get that one across the diamond. Sometimes when you have that much time, it proves to be too much time. Grady beats that into the turf on that side. Big hop for Miller to throw across. Grady with good speed, and see it just gets thrown up the line enough that now Duke might want to talk about some interference here as Grady's moving down the base path. And did Bravo not have a chance to get fully extended and bring that one in for Miller enough that they're going to take a look?
Yeah, it almost looked as if Grady kind of collided with the mitt of Bravo as he's trying to secure that. So we're getting our second review so far today here in Blacksburg. We're only in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Now we got cut short on that back at the first review, and just talking about folks' opinions and perspectives. You see he's inside the baseline there. I think he's get the call here as the umpires return to the field.
And the call is safe. So Grady is aboard at first with one gone for the Hokies here in the bottom of the third inning.
Going to follow that review with a mound visit. He's looking to the bullpen here as well. So do we have another change in here? And Christian Martin in his second bat here in the ballgame.
He looks at a breaking ball off the plate, 1-0. Started this ball game hot. Had a leadoff base hit in the first inning for Virginia Tech, up for the second time today. Got a runner on first. Pitch misses downstairs once more. 2 balls, no strikes for the 1-for-1 Martin. 1 gone for the Hokies here in the home half of the third. Looking to claw back, down 2 runs. Out of the zone once again. 3 balls, no strikes for Christian Martin, the hero last night with that E3 that scored the game-winning run in the bottom of the 11th for Virginia Tech. 3-0. And the get-me-over strike is in there. 90 on a fastball, 3-1. Martin with a base hit in the 7th inning as well. Was hit by a pitch in the first. 3-1. Check swing. Pitch misses down and away. It's a 5-pitch walk for Chick Martin. Runners on first and second for Ben Watson, the center fielder. Hottest bat in the order for Virginia Tech, leads the team in batting average. Division III transfer from Elizabethtown. The question marks coming in. How will he adjust? As with anybody that makes the step up to this level, he's adjusted just fine.
Yeah, we talked about reaching safely 27 of 33 games prior to this series. Watson in the 2 spot has been very consistent offensively. See the .392 batting average. A contact guy, not a power guy, but contact guy putting it in play. And here it's exactly what you're looking for with 2 aboard and less than 2 outs, chasing 3 runs early in this ball game. Trying to find a way to get on the board. Don't have to get them all back at once.
Runners on first and second, 1 gone. 1-1, cranked into left field for a base hit. Clay Grady waved around third. The throw is cut off, and he comes in to score. Ben Watson cuts the lead in half, an RBI single.
And that's exactly it. Watson, a guy that doesn't try to do too much. It's not a home run swing. In that instance there, he's not even looking to pull the ball. Sees the ball up in the zone, outer half. Left-handed hitter goes the other way, 5-6 hole into left field. Really surprised to see Clay Grady being sent there from third by Coach Elbin. But it works out for the Hokies as Chase Cruson bobbles it just a little bit on the transfer from the leather to the bare hand in an attempt to get that into home plate. And as you mentioned, Hokies pick up their first run on a key hit from Watson.
So Tech back within 2, and it sets the table for Chris Cannizzaro, 3-1, the new score, with the Blue Devils on top by 2. Hokies tally their second hit. Cannizzaro rifles one on the ground into right. Christian Martin waved around third. He comes in to score, and Tech's back within 1.
Well, station to station right now. Ben Watson, left-handed hitter, left side, 5-6 with the shift on. Cannizzaro, ball way down in the zone. Goes the other way, out of the reach of Bravo, the only defender on the right side for Duke. Christian Martin around to score. Good base running by Watson, first to third on that ball to the right side. And now runners on the corners for the Hokies. Micheletti, DeMartini, and Ebel hoping to do some more damage here in the bottom half as they climb within 1.
Eddie Micheletti, runners on the corners. Breaking ball looked at for a strike, nothing at 1. Micheletti 0 for 1 today, struck out looking to end the first inning. Chopper up the middle, gloved on a hop, and he tosses to first in time for out number 2. Moves Cannizzaro to second, so a pair of runners in scoring position here for Virginia Tech. Down a run. Crucial spot here, Andrew, if you're Virginia Tech and you see him just kind of hesitate. Look, what's the best play? It makes the right move.
And another mound visit.
Bottom of the third inning, looking for more. First pitch. Breaking ball down and away. And who better than Carson DiMartini, the star on this team heading into the 2024 campaign, a no-doubt draft pick when it's all said and done. The 1-0. Outside.
Well, and I know DiMartini has struggled. Take a look at his ranks amongst the ACC. But you're still wondering if they might put him on a dangerous bat at the plate with the base open. You can tell otherwise they're just pitching very carefully, 3 away. And maybe even put him on here now. Or see if they try to get back in the count, and there they will. They're motioning for him to take first base. Not going to put a fastball over the middle of the plate here. Load him up, put the force in play here, and challenge Ebel in the righty-righty matchup. But expected that earlier. They nibbled a little bit, see if they could get DiMartini to chase. Good approach. But DiMartini disciplined enough and earns the free 90, so now Ebel with a chance. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
And I was going to ask you, was that the approach going into the AB, you think, or do you think that was 2-pitch miss and then you just don't want to flirt with a fastball?
I think that was intentional. It might have been part of the visit. Nothing in the zone for DiMartini early in that count, so intentional to be off the plate. See if you could get DiMartini to beat himself. The third baseman for the Hokies was disciplined enough, and then with 3 balls, fill the first base bag, bases loaded, leave it up to Garrett Giebel.
The table is set. He's got 6 homers this year. He looks at a breaking ball downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes for Garrett Giebel. What a role the veteran has found himself in, with no Garrett Michel playing a whole lot of first base, saying, I'll do whatever, coach. 2-0. Breaking ball called a strike, 2-1.
2-0 breaking ball. Bases loaded. Big pitch there for Nard. Good execution from the right-hander.
Bases juice, 2 gone. Ground ball left side, scooped up by Miller. On to first. It's high and it gets away. Watson comes in to score. Canizero right behind him, and Virginia Tech has taken a 1-run lead.
Well, and that's what you're supposed to do. We talked about Hokies and their struggles, runners in scoring position, timely hitting with 2 outs. Not the contact you're looking for from the first baseman Ebel at the plate. But he makes contact and makes Duke play defense behind him. Unfortunately for Duke, Miller, we saw it earlier, he lets this one sail just enough. Bravo tries to get extended, but knows he's got to keep contact with that first base bag. So instead, it's over the leather there and into the dugout down the right side for those 2 runs. And to your point, first lead for the Hokies here in Game 3.
Andrew Duke, they have the top fielding percentage in the country. Number 1 in the ACC, and troublesome the last, 4 innings altogether, going back to the 11th last night on that exchange on slow ground balls in the infield.
Yeah, all plays at first base, not giving Bravo a hard time at all. But to your point, a defense that has been so sure all year, finding a few struggles here in this one.
Tackett with a base hit into right. DiMartini scores. Ebel stops at second, and Virginia Tech's up 2.
Well, the theme continues. Tackett looking for better contact, but makes contact nonetheless, finds a hole. You see here, really looking to hit one hard, but spins it the other way instead. Just perfectly placed in the 3-4 hole. Into right field, DiMartini in to score easily. And maybe the inning Virginia Tech has been looking for some time, as they're able to put up a 5 spot here in the 3rd. Still 2 aboard, and Henry Cook to the plate.
Hokies have officially batted around here in the 3rd. Henry Cook up for the 2nd time in this bottom of the 3rd inning. Called a strike on the inside corner. Henry Cook, a .343 hitter, 8 doubles and a triple. How about 9 home runs for the sophomore? He's got first and second with 2 gone. This one gets away from Winslow. Free bag for the leading runner, and Hokies put runners on the corners.
Oh, good job by Ebel. Good read. A catcher himself sees that ball get away from Winslow and advances. And if you're Duke, you're happy with the break and that Tackett does not read it as well. Does not advance from first. So a ball up the middle, you still got the easy play in the middle of the infield instead of having to throw across to first, which we've seen has been problematic for Duke here most recently. As Nard's going to take a look at Tackett. after staying put on that ball that gets away from Winslow on the right side.
Henry Cook says, "I'll see your mustaches, Duke, and I'll raise you a goatee." The 1-1. Fastball, runner takes off, and now Tackett is in at second, no throw.
Now Tackett redeems himself, advances there, and he's looking for a throw. See if he could get Ebel an opportunity to commit with 2 outs. But now you have the second and third, first base open. Henry Cook, a lot of power, and still looking for that timely hit.
1-2. This is down and away, and deuces go wild. Bernard, 2-2. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Winslow, and an anticlimactic end to a 5-run bottom of the third for the Hope 3 Virginia Tech lead after scoring all their runs in the bottom of the third. First pitch fastball called a strike, and the count 0-1. Logan Bravo to the dish. He popped out to second base his first time up. The 0-1. Fastball in there for a strike once again. 93 on the gun from Griffin Stigg in his 4th inning of work. It's 0-2. Stigg kicks and deals. 0-2. Got him to chase. Strike 3. Number 4 on the day for Griffin Stigg.
Well, you see good energy from the right-hander after that strikeout, but rightfully so as you take a look. Just fastball, fastball, fastball. Executed well, outer half there. Stigg sitting over there in the dugout a few extra minutes as the Hokies put up that 5 spot in the last half. And so important to get off on the right foot here. Does just that with the strikeout to Bravo.
How big would it be if Stigg can put up zeros here in this 4th?
Well, I think right now this one looks a lot like Friday night, right? Last night was close. You mentioned pitcher's duel in the open. Very competitively pitched on both sides. Bullpen was really strong behind both starters. But Friday night, it was a lot of hits, a lot of runs, and it was back and forth. Right now, to your point, Griffin Stigg's trying to avoid the back and forth, keep the momentum and the confidence with the Hokies and with this crowd as well, take advantage of the home field. And he's doing it here. He's got the strikeout and ahead 0-2.
0-2 again. This one lifted foul left side. Staying alive, Chase Cruson. He flew out to center field his first time at the dish. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone, nobody on. The sophomore looks in. He winds and fires, 0-2. Soft, shallow liner, right side, and it's gloved by Christian Martin for out number 2.
Oh, there it is, strikeout. F4 right side for the first 2 outs for Stigg, and the third out's equally important. We've seen Virginia Tech as well in some of their struggles lately. Ahead 2 strikes or ahead 2 outs, no base runners. In this instance, they've got the bases clear and the 2 outs recorded. We saw Obi with a great approach in his first at bat. Went deep into right center field for the double. Griffin Stigg trying to avoid that. Go in order. Again, keep the momentum. Get your offense back to the dugout and to the plate. Looking to extend on a 5-3 lead.
1-0 to Obi. Breaking ball off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Obi has one of the 4 hits for the Blue Devils. Both teams even in the hit category at 4 apiece. Tech, though, with that 5-3 lead. Is it staying in on the pop foul? It is. And it's hauled in by Garrick Ebel. 3 up, 3 down. Griffin's
ball and a 1-1 tie in the series. Duke and Virginia Tech battling out, looking to climb the standings, position themselves well for postseason play, and both clubs here with their eyes set on beyond a ACC tourney showing, hoping to go a little bit deeper into the postseason.
A pair of top 25 teams. Number 23, Virginia Tech with a 2-run lead over number 7, Duke. Breaking ball hit back up the middle by Grady. Gloved by Morris, and it's not in time to first. Clay Grady legs out an infield single.
Well, good speed for Grady in the 9-hole. Kind of that second leadoff guy as we've touched on, and that one just hops up over the head of Nard on the plate. Great job by Morris to get to it, but then that tough moving right, having to throw left back to first in an effort to get that one to Bravo. Hops the turf, and Grady's safe either way. As you mentioned, leadoff single to get it started. Hokies trying to pick up where they left off in the last half with the 5 spot and add to this 2-run lead.
Top of the order for Christian Martin. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. First pitch. Breaking ball downstairs, 1-0. Gabe Nard remains on the hill. The Ohio native for the Blue Devils, just a sophomore. Been using him all season long. 1-0. This is tattooed up the middle. Staying in there for Obi, and he makes the snag for out number 1.
Good job by Nard to get back in there. Easy play for Devin Obi in center field for the first out.
Sets things up for Ben Watson, the center fielder, already with an RBI base hit today. That came in a 5-run third inning for Virginia Tech. Chunk scoring for the Hokies. They're no stranger to that. That's kind of the brand of John Sheff baseball. That's why they call them the Hammerin' Hokies around here.
We talk about their struggles too. You touched on it with 2 outs. The timely hitting not really there. The leaving the bases loaded, second and third. But for Duke, they've now allowed 7 unearned runs to score in this one. So kind of offsetting the Hokie struggles offensively. The 7 unearned, 7 of the 15 total that Tech has put up in this series.
Blue Devils have allowed Virginia Tech to stay in things despite Virginia Tech's struggles to hit with people on, with 2 outs, and with runners in scoring position. 1-1, laced up the middle, gloved by Nard. He gets it to first in time. Out number 2, it moves the runner to second.
A good job by Nard to field his position. You had Clay Grady moving on that pitch. Otherwise, you got a 1-6-3. You see him take a look, but does the right thing. Going 1-3 put out there is Clay Grady already well on his way to second. So productive out for Ben Watson. Ball hit hard. Nard able to keep that one in the infield, make the play. Now a hit away if you're Canizero from picking up that 6th run, and Nard with other ideas here.
Slow roller left side. Miller got it onto first for out number 3. Virginia Tech.
Innings work in the last half with a strikeout. F4, F3 putouts to go quick in the 4th, and trying to stay on track here in the 5th with Wallace Clark to the plate.
The Blue Devils average well under an error a game. They have 2 today in Blacksburg. 1-0. Fastball inside for a strike. 1-1. Wallace Clark at the dish. Blue Devils 8-9-1 in the order. There's a liner to left. Down for a base hit. Leadoff single for Wallace Clark and the Blue Devils, maybe just what they need to get things going offensively.
Well, we saw so many balls off the bats of Virginia Tech not hit very hard in the 5 spot in the 3rd. Another one there for Clark. Does a good job. Pushes it away over the head of Grady, and all that matters, you get your lead off aboard as you work to eliminate this deficit. You mentioned 8-9-1, so Clark and Winslow trying to do their part to turn it over to the top and give the top half of this lineup an opportunity to do some damage with runners aboard.
First pitch to Winslow. Here's a line drive center field, and it's 1 hop to Watson. Station to station for the Blue Devils. Clark to second. Winslow in at first, and they lead off here in the 5th with back-to-back hits.
Good pitches from Stig. Just a better job by the Duke offense to turn those around.
Turn things back to the top of the order for Zach Morris, the VMI transfer. Base hit in the 1st. He came around to score. First and second, nobody out. The pitch. This is just a hair outside, 1-0. Morris was on for that 2-run jack off the barrel at A.J. Gracia that set the tone early. Swing at a line drive. This is caught by Grady. 1 gone.
You could just hear off the sound of that bat, not hit solid, maybe in on the hands a little bit more, gave Grady a chance, the shortstop, to move left to right. Sorry, right to left over the second base bag and bring that one in. A tough break for Duke there. That one gets through. You see a run coming across, everybody advancing, but instead a big first out as Miller steps in.
Here's Ben Miller, a home run already today. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball, 0-1. Third time today that Stig sees Miller. Just unconscious. Came into today batting .451. After the jack, he's now .452. So a tick higher. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Breaking ball.
Oh, 0-2. Expect a waste. Let your catcher work. Anything too pretty, Ben Miller's too good. He's going to turn it around.
0-2. Foul tip. Miller has lived up to the hype and then some. Came into this series batting right around .423. Has elevated his batting average. 2 home runs in this series. And it's been timely hitting. The RBI double yesterday. The go-ahead run with an RBI single in the top of the 11th on Friday. He's got first and second, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a breaking ball downstairs. Number 5 for Griffin Stig, the biggest to this point.
You could tell Stig really wanted that one too. Really competing, really focused on this at bat. See the energy there. Excited to get that one. Huge second out. 2 runners aboard, both able to reach on singles with no outs recorded. Good job to get Morris at the top, and then Ben Miller there with the strikeout.
Here's the dangerous A.J. Gracia, homered once today. First pitch. Swing and a big cut at a 94-mile-an-hour heater. 0-1. First and second, 2 gone. Duke trailing by a pair of runs. You're in the top of the 5th inning. Fastball runs high, evens us up at 1-1.
Yeah, you can see a little extra energy here from Griffin Stig. Runs that one 95, following the first one. Gracia swinging through at 94. So understands the importance of this, and so does Duke, as they're going to call a timeout, try to settle Stig down. Just now we're ready to go again, 1-1.
One of those what feels like could be a tide-shifting type at-bat with first and second. Led off the inning with a pair of base hits. Now 2 gone. One of your best batters at the dish, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. High heat, 1-2.
Staying with the fastball, way ahead 1-2. See if he gets away from that or just tries to position one really well. Off the plate, up in the zone, see if he can get Gracia to commit.
1-2. Got him, strike 3. Number 6 for Griffin Stig. And he's straight.
With their 5th at bat and trying to expand upon the 2-run lead as Emis hopes to get off to a good start. Micheletti, DeMartini, and Ebel for Tech.
Eddie Micheletti is in, the junior right fielder. Transfer out of George Washington. 1-0. Tagged foul, right side. 1-1. Micheletti is strikeout looking and a ground out today. Well, you talk about Ivy League transfers to go play at Duke, and that kind of spans across every sport, but Ben Miller, one of them as well for the Blue Devils, coming from Penn. You got every sport. You got basketball players that have done that. In the sport of lacrosse, Michael Sowers went from Princeton to Duke, and he's one of the best Duke lacrosse players ever. 2-1. Swing and a fly ball deep to left field. Going back is Cruzen, and it's gone. Solo shot for Eddie Micheletti to lead off in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, it's not the start you're looking for if you're Emis and the Blue Devils. Micheletti there just gets extended. Left-handed hitting Micheletti goes down the line right at the foul pole and into the pitching lab. And for the first time here in Game 3, it's hammer time in Blacksburg.
First swing of the hammer on a Sunday in Blacksburg, and the Hokies are in front 6-3. In a game that could go so far when you look at RPI and when you look at postseason baseball. This series could really be huge for Virginia Tech this weekend. First pitch to DeMartini, misses outside, 1-0.
Well, and one other piece we haven't touched on just yet, but super relevant coming into the weekend. In addition to this series, both clubs chasing North Carolina. Virginia Tech and Duke coming in 11-7 in the ACC. Carolina with a 3-game lead on both, but the Tar Heels had their struggles against Avent and the Wolfpack on the road, dropping 2. So Tar Heels dropped 2. Team here able to pick up 2. Whoever's the winner here in Game 3, and that's huge to your point of trying to climb the standings and position themselves, as we touched on, postseason play, that ACC tournament late May. This is a huge game, even with a few weeks left in the regular season.
3-0 to DeMartini, and it misses high. A 4-pitch walk for DeMart. The Hokies, still with nobody out, have a runner on first after the solo blast from Micheletti. What do you think it is that Duke has to do, Andrew, to kind of even the tides just a little bit and gain their way back into this game? Felt like they had that momentum for a second there. Back-to-back base hits at the top of this inning, and then quickly Griffin Stig shut the door.
Yeah, credit Stig. First and second, nobody out. Arguably the best bats in the Duke lineup coming to the plate. Right-hander for Tech does a good job to leave them on the base path, something that Virginia Tech had been doing offensively. Many runners left. But you go ahead here to the home run from Micheletti. DeMartini has shown great patience and discipline at the plate here today. And now 6 straight balls from Emis. So for Virginia Tech, try to find a way to put runners aboard, continue to apply the pressure. But to your question, what does Duke do? Certainly a good visit here from Winslow to chat with his right-hander, but
still nobody out with a runner on first for Garrick Ebel. He lined out and was aboard with an error so far today. That is now a 3-0 count, which means 7 consecutive pitches after the home run have missed the strike zone. (3-0) in there for a get-me-over strike, much needed for Jackson Emis. 3-1.
Good get-me-over indeed. Ebel gets way up on the plate there. 3-0. You see he backs up about a foot here, able to get the bat through the zone, but seeing if he can get Emis to go 8 in a row between DeMartini and Ebel, and there it is, 1 extra. Free pass for Ebel, 2 aboard, still no out here in the inning.
So how long is the leash, so to speak, for Emis out there? If you can't throw strikes, and maybe that's how long.
You just got your answer. It's that short. Again, this is very much a game. 6 hits each, back walks. So we'll go righty-righty with Romano and Tackett.
Runners on first and second with nobody out here for Virginia Tech. Eddie Micheletti led this inning off with a solo blast. First pitch, and Tackett pulls back on a bunt, looks at a strike, 0-1. Micheletti hit it the other way over the left field fence. He was followed up by a pair of walks. Now a new arm for the Blue Devils. 0-1. High and away. An appeal. And Kenneth Fitz says he didn't go. 1-1.
Yeah, he did hold it out there a long time. Did a good job to pull back, but worth the appeal.
1-1. Well, this time he did go over the plate. 1-2, and Sam Tackett already responsible for an RBI single today. That was part of 5 runs in the home half of the third for Virginia Tech. They lead at 6-3. Tackett starting for the first time this weekend. 1-2. Swing and a miss, but it gets away between the legs of Winslow.
Yeah.
So a wild pitch, they'll call it. Tackett is out, but 2 runners in scoring position for Tech.
Well, Tackett doesn't like it. He wanted to execute the bunt, but there's your bunt by way of ball getting away. Tackett thinks he can advance. He cannot with the base occupied. You see the call from home plate umpire Tony Carrilli. And same as the bunt, Tackett out, but runners advance as that ball gets away from Winslow, second and third, and a Huge opportunity here for Henry Cook to drive in that 7th and 8th run here in this one.
Well, this one gets away. Coming in to score, Carson DiMartini. And it's 7-3 Virginia Tech. The Blue Devils just kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, just another one, back-to-back pitches. And Romano unable to find Winslow. Quickly to the backstop, easy for DiMartini. Ebel advances behind him, enough to bring the infield in now. 4-run lead. Chance for the 5-run with Ebel at third. And that Duke defense in on the green turf, hoping to cut down a play at the plate. And if you're Henry Cook, anyway, anyhow, get something to the outfield and drive in another run.
2-0, called a strike on a breaking ball, 2-1. Cook with just one hit in the series. That being said, it was a crucial home run on Friday. Keep things close, 2-1. Took a big cut at a fastball, 2-2.
He heard you. He
Yeah.
said, I want to do that again. That was a home run cut right there for Henry Cook. Certainly capable, just swinging through that from Romano.
Oh, he did it again. And that brought him down to a knee on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Second strikeout in a row for Jimmy Romano. Man, that was right over the plate, too.
That was a good pitch. Cook was on it, but really want to see the catcher for Virginia Tech shorten up there. 2 strikes. Again, opportunity with less than 2 outs, runner at third. Find a way to get it in the outfield. But instead, a big hefty cut and a good job by Romano to get those back-to-back strikeouts, as the Hokies have been able to scratch 2 here and really hoping to scratch the third, and Ebel down at third base.
Fouled off by Grady, 0-2. Quickly, he's down to Romano. It's funny to see guys kind of grow throughout their 4 years, right? Henry Cook, a sophomore here at Tech. Guarantee you by his senior year, he probably is working an elongated at-bat there. Nevertheless, an incredibly talented hitter. 9 homers on the year for the Hokies. Been a big part of swinging that hammer. Crucial pitch coming here for the Blue Devils. Runner on third, 2 gone. 0-2. Misses high and in. That's a big stop by Winslow. If that gets away, it's scoring run number 8.
Yeah, just a couple here that very uncharacteristic. Winslow and Romano working together, trying to keep everything in front.
1-2. Lifted foul. Gave him another fastball there. Big pitch from Jimmy Romano. He kicks and deals. 1-2. Popped up. Right side, just behind home plate. And Winslow makes the catch for out number 3. Hokies add 2. They lead it 7-3. Top of the 6th after this in Blacksburg.
Garcia and Miller, but he's getting the help from his offense so far today.
Seemed antsy to get going there here in the top of the 6th inning. Playing with a 4-run lead. The 1-0. Line drive up the middle. It'll be a base hit for Alex Stone, the designated hitter, to lead things off in the top of the 6th. Just what the Blue Devils needed. That's the 2nd inning in a row where they lead things off with a knock. You saw Stig allow base hits to Clark and Winslow in the top of the 5th. Was able to shut the door. 2 strikeouts to end it.
Yeah, and you'll keep an eye. I'm keeping an eye, at least, down here on the dugout. Stig, again, been dominant. We just saw that highlight package. Stuff is still really good, but 71 pitches.
This is ripped foul.
He's certainly done his part. And Virginia Tech, like many clubs across the country and in the ACC, analytics and numbers are so big in the game of baseball. And you know that staff's looking at that. With that leadoff hit from Stone, obviously changes how long you go with Stig. You know, the bullpen's remaining loose and prepared to relieve the right-handed starter who's been so good. But right now, his game, Bravo in with 1 aboard.
0-1. This is inside, 1-1. Such a big week for everybody in that Virginia Tech locker room. Awaiting patiently on that fence. Cheering on 26 in black and orange today. He offers the 1-1. Line drive to left, and they got a man out there in Cannizzaro for out number 1.
That was interesting there. Stig took a ton off of that pitch there just to hit me. Bravo saw it. Just unable to get enough lift on it to get it deep into left field. Easy routine play for Chris Cannizzaro on the left side. A good first out. So Stig, a good adjustment. Again, off speed. Fastball's definitely been the pitch that he's leaned on heavily, but pitching well off of it as well.
Here's Chase Cruson. Fly out and a pop out today. Runner on first, 1 gone. Cruson came in on Friday as a pincher, then was pinch hit for yesterday, one of the quieter bats this weekend in the Blue Devils lineup. One-0. Flared off, 1-1. Talked to Coach Sheff last weekend in Atlanta, and he really believes that Griffin Stig is a guy that's going to play professional baseball. 1-1. Rifled into right. This is down for a base hit. Alex Stone around second, gunning for third. The throw by Micheletti is cut off by Grady, and there's runners on the corners for the Blue Devils. 2 hits in the inning.
A good job of the left-handed hitting Cruson. Pitch that he can drive, turns on it right side. Micheletti over. Right fielder does a great job as well to get it in. Keeps the double play intact with 1 out, but to your point, Duke knows the importance of answering here in the 6th. And he got the runners at the corners, and there it is. Coach Sheff off of his seat in the dugout. Stig looking on, wants a chance to keep going, but we just touched on who makes the call. We do know for Virginia Tech, it's Coach Sheff.
Yes, sir.
And I'm expecting a move here.
They kind of had to unload 8 pitchers for the Hokies. Devin Obie looks at a first pitch ball outside, 1-0. Obie today had a big double in the second, was stranded at third. Got a runner on first with 1 gone. 1-0. Breaking ball downstairs, 2-0. Well, you look at what Kertner did in the Friday night game. Went 2/3 of an inning. Not a hit, not a run. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Did give up a home run. 2-0 offering. Called a strike on the outside corner. Through 33 pitches, 16 of them for strikes on Friday night. Breaking ball cranked into the air, right field. Micheletti hauls it in. Runner stays put at first, and there's 2 gone.
That's a good sac fly there for Obie, though, to pick up 1. Stone back at the start of this one here against Stig, able to start it off with a single up the middle, so he's able to score on the tag. And Obie does his job, a productive out to Micheletti on the right side. But all the way around, Kertner, good job too. Gets behind 2-0. Good enough pitch to get the out. Hokies now an out away here, top 6.
There's Wallace Clark, righty on lefty. He cranks this one right side. Diving stop by Ebel. He takes it to the bag himself for out number 3.
Scoreboard that were so detrimental as the Hokies able to capitalize and put up that 5 spot in the 3rd.
We go lefty on lefty now, Andrew.
Yeah, 4 of the next 5. I think that's part of this move right here to go from Romano, who's so good for Duke, to Hart here. As Cannizzaro, the only right-handed swinger at the plate for Virginia Tech in the next 5. Otherwise, you got Martin and Watson, Micheletti and DeMartini.
1-1. Fastball cranked right side. And it one-hops the right fielder to Gracia. A leadoff base hit for Christian Martin. Second time he's done that today.
Yeah, that one off the inner part of the bat. Martin not getting extended, but in that case, Martin will take it. Allows it to fall down in front of the right fielder. No chance for Gracia to make a play, and Hokies doing a good job getting the leadoff aboard. Martin for the second time, as he was able to get on board all the way back in the first to start this game on the offensive side for Virginia Tech.
Ben Watson looks at a breaking ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes for Watson. He's got an RBI single in the third today. Another pitch out of the zone. 2-0. Arm number 6 of the day for the Blue Devils. On the contrast to that, Virginia Tech just on their second. 2-0. Hammered foul left side. 2-1.
Down there in that group in left field, a couple guys not paying attention that time can be a little scary as it leaves the playing field.
Hart with a glance to first, the 2-1. Grounded left side. Backhand isn't there for Miller. He scoops, throws, and it's over the head of Bravo. Free bases for the Hokies. Martin rounding third. The throw to the plate is off target, and Christian Martin scores. 8-4 Virginia Tech. Top fielding team in the country coming into today, and the Blue Devils have completely unraveled.
Yeah, Miller unfortunately unable to get the big hop there. That short second hop, tries to backhand it, knows he's got to come up cleanly and get rid of it. To be honest, once the bobble, I didn't expect a throw. Surprised to see the throw from the third baseman. Sails extremely high. No chance for Bravo to keep that in front. And Coach Elbin and Christian Martin had just one idea there, and that was hard to the plate, making Bravo make a perfect throw. Unable to do so, Martin in to score.
So they're ruling it a single. And then the advancement on the error as Chris Cannizzaro swings and misses. Martin on the error scored all the way from first after his leadoff knock. Cannizzaro with an RBI base hit today. He's got a runner on second. High and away. Ball at a strike for Cannizzaro. So it's another unearned run for the Blue Devils, and they have 3 errors today. Season high for Duke. 1-1. Clips the inside corner of the zone at 87, 1-2.
Well, the theme remains the same, damage control. Unfortunately for Duke, they get the run in the 6th. They give it right back here in the bottom half. But Hart wants to get on track, and here's a chance. 4-3 put out.
And Morris puts it away. Moves the runner to third. Just the first out.
Well, productive out, especially with it only being the first, and Cannizzaro, 2 good lefty bats. Micheletti, DeMartini now with another 90 feet away.
Well, now the infield collapses for the Blue Devils. No shift for Eddie Micheletti. He cranks it right side, through for a base hit. Watson comes in to score. It's still stuck in the corner as Micheletti stops at second, strums the guitar with a stand-up RBI double.
Well, and for me, that hit there is more impressive than his last at bat. Home run opposite field, just kind of gets the bat out there and able to get it in the corner. This one here is turned on in a hurry. Down the line, Bravo already playing tight to that side, but still hit hard enough. He's unable to get to it. And then that ball's rolling all the way to the corner. A long way to go for Gracia. And an easy stand-up double for Micheletti.
DeMartini flares one foul, 0-1. Hokies with a 9-4 lead. 5 runs in the third, pair of runs in the 5th. And now 2 more in the 6th. 0-1. Breaking ball off the plate. Ball at a strike for Carson DeMartini. 2 quality at-bats today. Slow roller to first, but then a pair of walks. He came around to score both times he's been on. 2 balls at a strike for DeMartini.
I see the patience continue for the left-handed hitting third baseman.
Two one. Cranks this one, a towering drive into right. Watch this baby fly, and it is hauled in at the wall. Gracia makes the catch. A tag up as Micheletti makes it to third, and that's the second out. I think everybody in here thought that was going to escape.
Yeah, I did too. A little more elevation than depth on that one, but a good swing from DeMartini. Sounded good, looked good. Great job by Gracia to stay with that one. Gets to the wall, doesn't let the wall bother him. A little bit of a leap there as he goes back to haul it in, and not a home run, but enough for yet another pitching change for Duke game and not allow Micheletti to score from third.
Here's Garagibo. He turns away from a high fastball 1-0. Well, DeMartini just sent one all the way to the wall and right, hauled in by Gracia. Felt like that could have been the knockout punch, and instead the Blue Devils back off the mat here.
Yeah, baseball, a game of inches. In that case, a game of a couple feet. Gracia just in front of the wall. DeMartini hit it a long way. Just got it elevated more than he did get it extended. Duke able to hang on and hold back 2 runs as the Hokies have put up 2 already in this inning.
3 balls and no strikes for Garagibo. He walked once today, made it to third on a wild pitch. A couple of them, actually. Aboard with an error as well. Hitless on Sunday. Doubled yesterday. 3-0. Get me over strikes in there on the outside corner at 90 on the gun. 3-1.
Certainly a good take there if you're Ebel. Now looking for a pitch you can drive in a hitter's count. 5th pitch coming from Conti.
It's on the way. Swing and a blast. Shallow right field. Gracia chasing under it. And he makes the catch on the run for out number 3.
Run lead.
Manning earned the final 3 outs yesterday. Pitched an inning. Walked 2, struck out 2. Through just 17 pitches. First offering is a breaking ball taken high and in by the 9-hole hitting catcher, making Winslow. Blue Devils ready to go 9-1-2. He's got that high arm slot to him. Grant Manning looks like he towers over you on the hill. Swing and a miss. You see it right there. 1-1.
Manning's pitch super effective when he can get that downward movement that he's looking for. Some of them stay up in the zone, very hittable, but when Manning's on and that ball's diving, very challenging for the opposing hitter. There's another one there. I'm going to call it a swing at the plate. Home plate umpire Tony Carrilli. So Manning out and ahead, 1-2.
They call him the Avatar because of how tall he is. Looks like he should play tight end on Brent Pry's football team. 1-2. Misses downstairs, 2-2. "28 strikeouts on the season for Grant Manning. 2 of them came last night, closed the door for the Hokies and gave him a chance to walk it off. They did just that. Downstairs, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count full for Winslow.
Oh, there's that pitch. Diving down. You saw Cook go to get it at the turf. Almost had Winslow committing. 3-2 pitch here.
Line drive up the middle. It hits off the left leg of Grant Manning and trickles into left field. Leadoff base hit for Macon Winslow, his 2nd hit of the ball game in his many at-bats.
Now take a look here. That ball's hit hard. Scary moment. You see it off. Have foot. Ricochet a long way over the head of DeMartini and Grady. Good sign for the Hokies. Appears fine here. Doesn't need a look from the trainer or the head skipper and John Sheff ready to go back to work, but there's the start you're looking for if you're Duke and Winslow, as he's able to get aboard in the 9th spot and turn it over to Morris in the top of the order.
Must have hit a little bit more rubber than foot, luckily, for Grant Manning. And the Blue Devils at a good spot here. Trailing 5, but you got a runner on first, nobody out. Called a strike. Top of the order for Duke. The sweet spot with Morris, Miller, Gracia, and Stone, your DH batting cleanup. Pick to first. And a head first slide for Winslow. Zach Morris with a base hit today. Led off the game with a knock. Came around to score after swiping a bag. Cranks this one into left field. Got triple written all over it as it's off the wall, and tough play in left for Cannizzaro. He stops at second. Runners in scoring position at second and third for the Blue Devils.
Well, just as expected, Blue Devils not going to go away quietly. There it is, that ball that gets elevated. It's got the downward movement, but it stays up. Chance for Morris to turn on it. And like you said, Cannizzaro there in a hurry does a good job, but then you see that awkward bounce off the wall and away from Cannizzaro. No further damage, second and third. But right here, what an opportunity for Ben Miller.
Well, with this guy at the dish, you cannot hang a breaking ball. And with one swing, he has the capability to turn a game on its head.
And looks like that might be it for Grant Manning, as Coach John Sheff is now onto the field, and this will be a move to the pen for the Hokies, looking at the fourth arm coming on.
Virginia Tech playing with a 9-4 lead. But runners on second and third. Big opportunity for the Blue Devils here. Walk-off fashion on the error. Winner take all today. Miller looks at a breaking ball inside, 1-0. Ben Miller at the dish. Transfer out of Penn. Batting .429 with runners in scoring position in 2024. Homered once today, runners on second and third. Fastball called a strike, 1-1. Siverling's been tagged just a little bit against right-handed hitters. .310 opposing batting average. He offers 1-1. Swing at a line drive. One hops Grady. He tosses to second, and they grab one there. Calling for a review.
Definitely expect Duke to take a look. I think it's a good play. Bang, bang. Looks like Grady is able to get that to Martin, and the glove is in front of the bag to meet Zach Morris out there. But absolutely, to Morris's point, whether he thought he was safe and it's wrong, or just an opportunity to take a look in a critical moment. See Miller off the bat. Grady's got to retreat and play the one hop, but no chance to throw across the diamond. A right hand there, first look review, looks like it gets back in there ahead of the glove making contact. But no outs and 2 aboard.
Let's see.
He's out.
All right, the call stands. And that did officially go down as a Blue Devil challenge, Andrew, which is big heading down the home stretch of this game.
That's a big out. That's a heads-up play there from Clay Grady. Unable to catch that one off the bat from Miller. One hop, no opportunity for a 6-3 put out. The run is scoring, and Winslow from third throws in behind him. Christian Martin in the right spot at the right time, and a 6-4 put out for out number 1.
Gracia is in. He looks at a pitch downstairs. 1-0. 2-run blast for him back in the first inning. Flew out in the third. Struck out looking in the fifth. It was the 6th and final strikeout from Griffin Stig in his start. Runner on first with 1 gone for Duke. Crucial part of the ball game in Blacksburg. Called a strike. 1-1. Matthew Siverling in his 5th year at Virginia Tech. Brings the ball to his belt. Brings home the 1-1. Swing and a drive through the right side for a base hit. Miller around second to third. There's runners on the corners for the Blue Devil with 1 out.
Well, how big is that out now? Out at second base prior play. Set a 9-6. We're 9-5 on the single there from Gracia. Out of the reach of a diving Ebel who made a similar play earlier in this one. Brings in Stone, and now you wonder if Coach Sheff goes to the pen again or stays here with Siverling. Opportunity ground ball, double play still intact, one out in the inning, but my apologies, Blue Devils with runners at the corners. And really threatening here to try to get back in this one. There it is, the stall from Henry Cook, the move from Coach Sheff. Next call to the pen for double play. Stone, an opportunity to put Duke right back in this game.
Runners on the corners for the Blue Devils. Preston Crowell on the hill. Alex Stone, the designated hitter for Duke, digs in. First pitch. Breaking ball well off the plate, 1-0. And to recap this inning thus far, 3 hits thus far for Duke. Winslow led it off with a knock, followed up by a double from Zach Morris. 1-0. Fastball runs high, 2-0. Miller with a fielder's choice that brought in a run. And Gracia singled to move Miller to third. 2-0. Chopped left side. Gloved on a hop by Grady. Throw to second. This time it's not in time. And it brings in Miller to score. Blue Devils within 3.
We're going to have another review here. Run's going to score, but they're going to take a look at another play, another close one at second base. Barry Chambers, second base umpire, getting a ton of work between some really challenging calls. Big hop. Grady waits on the second. You see the safe call there. Miller able to score. Again, that's going to stand regardless. So 2 back in a 3-run ball game. But do we have a second out?
Could be a game-changing type of call, and it's safe. It was the call on the field. They kept it. Again, you need undisputable video evidence in order to overturn. Wasn't enough there. That was as close as it gets in a bang-bang play. So there's runners on first and second here. Gracia on second. Stone on first after the run-scoring fielder's choice. Logan Bravo is in. Crowell deals. Swing and a drive. Deep to left field. Canizaro's back, and it is gone! 3-run bomb for the Blue Devils. Logan Bravo, after the error in the bottom of the 11th last night at first, redeems with a towering blast here in Blacksburg.
Well, and that's exactly what you knew was in the mix there as the review is completed at second. Call on the field stands. A ball running inner half. Bravo, a guy who's done it already here this weekend. You know he is capable. And for the first baseman, you rule out the play to end last night's game. You come back today and you play a new ball game. New game, new day. And he takes full advantage there with 2 aboard, 3-run shot. And we've got a brand new baseball game here in the 7th.
We are tied here in Blacksburg in the bottom of the 7th inning. And I think another call to the pen coming. 3 defensive errors for the best fielding team in the country. The Blue Devils have found a way to tie this game at 9. First pitch, called a strike on the inside corner. What a pitch from Jordan Little. It's 0-1. Pinch hitter in the ball game. Jimmy Evans comes in for Chase Cruson. Looks at a ball off the plate, 1-1.
Pretty good pitch. Saw Henry Cook look back, wanted to understand where that one missed. Count evens up 1-1.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball downstairs. And Little's ahead 1-2. Cruson exits the ball game. He was 1 for 3 with a base hit in the 6th. Fouled back, 1-2 it'll stay. Jordan Little comes in for Preston Crowell, who gave up that 3-run bomb to tie the game. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him with a breaking ball high in the zone. Big out for the Hokies.
Yeah, big out indeed. Obviously a big inning here for the Blue Devils. Seeing a lot of moves. That one there is just staying high and away, but Evans unable to hold up as he swings through for strike 3 and out 2.
There's Devin Obie. Doubled in the first inning. The first pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball downstairs, 0-1. Jordan Little pitched in this series on Friday. He kicks and deals, 0-1. Breaking ball runs high, ball at a strike. Went 2 complete innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, a walk, a pair of strikeouts. Off the plate, 2-1.
That's a good miss there. Hear a little bit from the crowd as they hang around here in a good game 3. Put that one off the plate.
That breaking ball found the zone. Deuce is wild. 2 gone, nobody on. 7-hole hitting center fielder Obie in. The pitch. Breaking ball lifted into the air, popped up just out of the infield, right side. And Micheletti hauls it in for out number 3. Struck out swinging. And now Albright in there defensively out and left for the Blue Devils. Here's Tackett. First pitch strike, 0-1. 93-mile-an-hour fastball for Oshel. The tall righty kicks and deals, 0-1. Oshel yesterday, again, you mentioned it. Final pitcher for the Blue Devils. Went just 2/3 of an inning. Gave up a run, a walk. Threw 14 pitches, 8 of them for strikes. And the appeal, they say he didn't go. Kenneth Fritz down the first base side, and it's 2-1. Sam Tackett, DH for the Hokies this afternoon. 2-1. Breaking ball just a hair high, and it's 3-1.
That looked like a pitch Tackett could drive. Good patience, good discipline. Holding off and getting himself to a hitter's count here, 3-1.
Called strike at the knees, says home plate umpire Tony Carrilli. Tackett thought he had ball 4. Let's see, what do you think?
That's a good pitch. Good job by Winslow to frame it up.
The payoff pitch. Misses outside. Tackett flings the bat, and he's amped up heading to first.
That was quite the toss back there towards the dugout on the walk. But like you said, understanding the importance, finding a way on, that ball runs away, and a good toss to the bat to the third base side.
You think this team's not fired up after the way this series has been? I mean, they know that this is a tide-changing type of series in a season that can bring you from a really, really good team to a top team in the conference. Oh, Henry Cook gets tagged on the first pitch on a chilly day in Blacksburg. Back-to-back base runners surrendered by Oshel, and the Blue Devils here to lead things off in the bottom of the 7th.
That just gets away from Oshel here, and no chance at all for Cook. Rather that one catch him on his arm if you're Virginia Tech. Instead, just right there on the left side of the back. That doesn't feel good, but the free 9 so looking for that base hit at the same time with his speed.
He does bunt it right up the middle. Oshel scoops onto first. It's gobbled up at the ankles by Bravo. Moves the runners. Grady does his job.
See the infield in, so defensively for Duke. We saw this earlier in the game. Henry Cook at the plate had a chance, but strikes out swinging. Christian Martin has one job right here. Get the ball to the outfield. On the ground, in the air, doesn't matter.
First pitch. This is outside, 1-0. These two teams met for the first time on April 9th, 1907. One-0 to Martin. Check swing. Pitch misses. 2-0. Virginia Tech all-time 33-46 against the Blue Devils. Again, averaging just north of 4 runs a game against Duke since 1907. A 2-0. Breaking ball high. 3 balls, no strikes for Chick Martin.
Got a base open. First base open, Martin at the plate. And if you're O'Shell, you want to be careful here. I know Watson's on deck. He's been really solid contact guy for the Hokies, but nothing too pretty here.
3-0, down and away, bases juiced on a 4-pitch walk by the leadoff man, Christian Martin.
Well, and you just said.
First pitch, Watson looks at a fastball for a strike, 0-1.
The benefit of that walk, if you're Duke, is to load it, put the force and the double play back intact. And it allows the defense, particularly in the middle, to retreat. So not all the way in, a little more room to work if you're Duke. See if you can get Watson to keep something in the infield.
0-1, fouled back, 0-2. Watson, a 2-for-4 day, RBI single in the third. Another knock last inning, both times came around to score. 1 gone, bases loaded for Virginia Tech in a 9-9 game. He's handcuffed. Third base umpire Mike Gerbo says he did not go. Lefty on lefty matchup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball down the left field line, and it's foul by about a foot.
Everybody on the edge of their seats there. Watson, the contact guy, way behind in this count. Sees the ball elevated. Looks like it might just fall. You got Tyler Albright now out there in left field, but left of the white line and enough for a foul ball. And the lefty-lefty matchup will go again 1-2.
The transfer from Elizabethtown with the bases loaded. 1-2. Fouled back once more. Ready to do it again. Oh, what a play. Good crowd on hand here in Blacksburg to see this series finale that has not disappointed. 1-2 to Watson. He swings, line drive, and it's caught by the shortstop Clark for out number 2.
That's a great job by James Talon to come out of the pen. Watson giving him everything he's got. Plenty of foul balls on that at bat. And you see just a push left side. Good job by the base runners to stay put. But an L6 otherwise, 2 outs on the board. And it's all up to Chris Cannizzaro.
Well, we said, Andrew, feels like a spot where you need to find a way to score. Virginia Tech, 4 of 33 this weekend with runners in scoring position heading into today. They are 3 of 24 with 2 gone heading into today. And yesterday they went 0 for 2 with the bases loaded, found a way to win 2-1. Can Cannizzaro deliver? Fouls it off. Ahead, 0-2 is James Talon, the Virginia native. Ninth arm of the day for the Blue Devils to toe the rubber. He kicks and deals, 0-2. Runs high and away, 1-2.
Well, Talon way ahead. Chance to be careful again. Obviously don't want to get in that full count position. Bases loaded, 2 outs, runners moving, a pitch away from walking in the go-ahead run. But right here, chance to be careful. Cannizzaro at the plate.
1-2. Misses. It gets past Winslow, and a run scores. Tackett slides in. 10-9, Virginia Tech on top.
And just another bad break for Duke. Out of the left-hand slot for Talon. That ball just gets on Winslow in a hurry. We take a look, and that's in the other batter's box. Winslow gets the leather on it, but all the way to the backstop and almost hard enough. You're wondering if there might be a play at the plate, but Tackett able to score easily from third.
2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a high fastball, but the Blue Devils do give up one. 10-9, Virginia Tech scores to take the lead on a wild pitch. Virginia Tech regains the lead.
Well, it's one pitch at a time. And right here for Wallace Clark, who we saw in the leadoff spot for 2 days, finds himself in the 8-hole today. He's the leader nonetheless here in the 8th. He wants to find a way aboard, but instead
he hits one deep to center, and he clears the yard. Wallace Clark ties us up at 10 with a solo shot to straightaway center. It's 10-all in the top of the 8th here in Blacksburg.
Oh, that's incredible there. I was watching the movement of Ben Watson in center field. He looked to come in on that, so not reading the ball as well. Watson comes in and then quickly starts to trail, and then you see he finds the wall, and a ball off to the left-handed hitting Clark that just continues to travel and clears in the deepest part of the park here, straightaway center at the batter's eye.
4th homer today for the Blue Devils. Ties us up at 10, the 0-1. Swing at a chopper, left side, gloved by DeMartini, fired across the diamond, it's there. 1 down. Andrew, you have spent quite some time at the ballpark this weekend. 11 innings Friday, 11 on Saturday. We got a 10-10 game in the 8th. What's going through your head, my friend?
Hey, good baseball. This one a lot like Friday night. Last night was the pitcher's duel, close game, neither team really able to break through. This has now become exactly Friday night's theme of back and forth, good answers from both clubs. We got 22 hits in this one, 20 runs on the board. Tied up at 10.
Top of the order for the Blue Devils, Zach Morris. He's got 2 hits today. Ball at a strike with 1 gone. Nobody on. The pitch. Breaking ball, towered into the air, shallow right field. Underneath it, Eddie Micheletti. And he makes the pinch for out number 2.
Well, you go back to Clark and that home run. Again, looked like a ball that Watson was just going to camp under for the first out. But you go back to Clark's first at bat in this game in the 2nd. He had a similar ball to right center field that was just a few feet away from getting out of here. And just shows the sneaky power there for Clark is, again, straight away. Flags blowing, but not like they typically do here in Blacksburg. And a huge answer in the leadoff spot here in the 8th to tie things up at 10.
First pitch to Miller misses downstairs. 1-0. Yeah, gusts of 18 miles an hour. Steady winds at 9. 2-0. I think the wind had to help that one just a little bit, though. The way the flags are blowing to straightaway center.
Hey, if you're Duke, you'll take it.
No doubt. 2-0 called a strike. Inside corner on a breaking ball, 2-1. Can the mustache man deliver? Homered once today, back in the 3rd. 2-1. He rifles it up the middle. Backhanded glove from Martin. Throw on the run in time for out number 3. Tied at 10, the first pitch. This is inside. He turns away from a breaking ball, 1-0.
Just as we see the 10th arm throw his first pitch, there's another arm throwing in the pen, so this will be very situational. Duke with 3 outs left on the offensive side unless we go extra innings for a 3rd time in as many days. Virginia Tech would love to get one here and a chance to shut it down in the 9th rather than having to walk it off. But Allen behind here, 3-0.
Well, you might have to tell him you might not make softball practice, Andrew. The way this is going.
It's getting close.
3-0. Downstairs, ball 4. They walked him on 4 pitches, and Virginia Tech is the go-ahead run on first.
Well, there's the leadoff walk. If you're either team here in the late innings, the goal is to get the leader on. The next objective is to get him over. And what Virginia Tech has not been able to do in this series is then get him in. So DeMartini here with Micheletti aboard. Don't expect a bunt in this scenario. Give DeMartini a chance to swing away.
He pulls back that bunt. and looks at a strike, 0-1. DeMartini, he delivered on Friday. Didn't result in a win, but a crucial double down the right field line to keep the game alive. 0-1. He towers this one into the air. Straightaway center field. Obi going back, and it is pulled in at the wall again. DeMartini can't catch a break. The second time he's given one a ride to the wall, and a leaping grab is made. How about that?
Incredible play. Second time here, DeMartini gets a good piece of it. Last time to right field, this time to left center. So not the last move in this one, but Gary Giebel looking to be productive here at the plate against Weaver.
And he looks at a ball downstairs. 1-0 for Gary Giebel. Hitless today. He walked, made it to third on a wild pitch. Was aboard with an error, made it to third, was stranded there. Fly out on a line out as well. And he looks at a strike on the inside corner. 92 on the gun, it's 1-1. Runner on first for Tech. Just one gone here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Inside again, 2-1 for Gary Giebel. The vet for the Hokies. Came through with a double yesterday.
Well, we see all the arms for Duke. It's been the conversation here lately. You look offensively, you see some bats starting to move around on Virginia Tech's side as well. McCann, a guy who's DH'd here in this series, didn't get the start with the lefty on the mound. He's getting suited up. Eddie Eisert, another left-hander, also down outside the dugout for Virginia Tech. So the chess match is well underway in the 10-10 tie here, bottom 8.
Deja vu in Blacksburg. 3-1. This hit him. On a 3-1, Ebel tosses the bat, has some words for his own dugout to get the boys going. And there's runners on first and second.
By center fielder Devin Obi.
Tackett looks at a first pitch strike on the outside corner. 0-1. So 12 pitchers now for the Blue Devils. That ties the most utilized during a game this season. The 0-1. Fastball high and away, 1-1. Last time they did it, it was against Miami in Durham. Blue Devils walked it off that night over the Canes. The 1-1. Breaking ball rips through the zone, 1-2.
Good curveball there. Tackett looking to push something through. You get a ball to a gap here. You got a runner scoring and Micheletti at second. Ebel looking to move first to third. Proch open here. He can get himself a punch out.
1-2 rings him up. Strike 3. Breaking ball in the zone. And that is a big time second out for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Tackett didn't like it. It looked really good from here. That's a beautiful pitch over the heart of the plate. Great job by the lefty out of the pen to come in and get that backwards K for a big second out.
All smiles for Proch on the hill. 7 strikeouts as a staff for Duke. And Cook rips this one left side. Backhanded by Clark, and they get the force at third to end the inning. We're tied at 10, going to the
relevance and the importance of this series. Everything on the line here. Both clubs with 3 outs remaining, although if the last 2 nights tell you anything about this series, it'll be more than 6 outs potentially. We went 11 on Friday, and the 11 you touched on Saturday.
Gracia looks at a breaking ball upstairs, evens things up at 1-1. A.J. Gracia with a 2-run shot in the first inning to get the scoring going for the Blue Devils. 2 balls and a strike now for Gracia. He had another base hit. That was in the 7th. Part of a 5-run comeback frame to tie the game. There's ball 3, high and away. 3-1.
You can feel the intensity in this one. See a little frustration there from Jordan Little on the hill, not getting the call inner half, outer half. They don't appear to be strikes from here. Good call from the home plate umpire.
And there's strike 2. And Grazia had already tossed his bat.
Yeah, and just to that point there, Little felt a few were there. That one does not appear there for ball 4. And you see Gracia heading for first. The bat's already been tossed, and Pollard's going to come out and appear to talk to Gracia, but he's actually talking to home plate umpire Tony Carrilli. So after Little got frustrated with the balls that appeared to be questionable and didn't get called, he gets a huge one there, 3-1.
That's the difference between a no-out base runner to lead off in the top of the 9th for the Blue Devils, and instead the payoff. Swing and a towering drive deep to right. Micheletti at the wall, and he watches it out of here. Blue Devils in front, 11-10 in the 9th.
Well, if you're Duke, you want ball 4. Enough that Pollard called time. Saw some frustration, but if you're Tech, as you fast forward, you now want ball 4. Instead, it's a solo shot and a 1-run lead here in the top of the 9th for the Blue Devils.
Second home run of the game for A.J. Gracia, and the Blue Devils are back up by 1. Here's Alex Stone, the designated hitter. Breaking ball, rips back into the zone, 0-1. Back in 4th. Chopped back up the middle. Grady has it on a hop. On to first in time, 1 gone.
Good job by Grady, good answer by Little. Ball not hit too hard off the bat. Grady taking his time to make a clean throw, 6-3 across. But we'll see if the 14th hit and that solo shot from Gracia is the difference in this ball game. Hokies down to their final 3 outs offensively. Bravo and Albright still to bat here in this half at a minimum. That one's crushed down the left field line.
Foul. Blue Devils today have teed off for 5 home runs against the Hokies. An 11-10 game. Top of the 9th. Allowed strike. 0-1. Fouled back. 0-2. Andrew, both teams have had their turn with their backs against the mat. They've gotten back up. They've thrown their counter punch. Was that the knockout?
That's a big one. Momentum in the 9th is huge. And a very questionable plate appearance as well, as that one's lifted right center.
And it one hops over the wall, a ground rule double. 2 hits in the inning for the Blue Devils, 2 extra base hits, a home run, and now a ground rule double puts Bravo on second.
Well, and to stay with that thought as we take another look, that's a good pitch there from Little. And a better job for the hitter in Bravo to go away with that and get it, do what you're supposed to, go the other direction. Hokies lucky that one gets over the wall. Maybe an extra base. Bravo at third with 1 out. Anything in the air from Albright here picks up that second run in the inning. Instead, the double. Little's got to bear down and go to work. But to your point, we'll see what that proves to be. But if you're Duke, you're not done, right? Chance to add another one. 12-10 is a lot different than 11-10.
Oh, yeah.
Now we'll see how this top half plays out. Little showing more frustration once that pitch, again, appears to be elevated.
If you're Coach Chef, if you're the Hokies, how long do you keep Little out there right now?
I seem to be going with him at the moment.
Chopper left side, DeMartini has it. Fire to first is there. 2 away. Here's Devin Obie with a runner on second. 11-10 the lead for the Blue Devils in the top of the 9th. What a series this has been. I mean, if you liked baseball, you got every part of the spectrum. You got a high-scoring one on Friday and Sunday. You got a pitcher's duel on Saturday. Great stop by Henry Cook. That would have been a free base to put the runner 90 feet out.
Yeah, good job by Cook. Been a tremendous backstop for the Hokies. But to finish your thought, as that one was delivered wide. Tremendous game Friday, back and forth, back and forth. We've got a second one here today. 15 hits for the Blue Devils, 9 for the Hokies. That go-ahead run off the bat of Gracia here. The difference at the moment, Hokies with 3 outs remaining in the middle. We had a good pitcher's duel, also a close one. So 3 one-run ball games as we stand right now over the course of this series.
Cut and a miss. 2-2 the count for Obi. Little looking for a crucial third out here in the top of the 9th inning. He takes a long look in, brings it to the belt. 2-2. This is towered into the air, straightaway center field. Watson is back, and this is gone. Off the batter's eye. Blue Devils by 3. Devin Obi. 2-run shot to straightaway center.
Well, we talked about Gracia getting a hold. Would that be the run, be the difference? Getting a hold of that one to right. Obi there says, hey, I can do it too. That one's hit way up in the air. Definitely an opportunity for the wind to help it as he goes a good ways up the batter's eye for the 2-run shot. And as you mentioned, now it's a 3-run ball game. And it's a much different approach if you're Virginia Tech in the bottom half of the 9th.
This game has turned on its head in a hurry. And this might be the day for Jordan Little. Here's John Sheff.
Last night, but here now, Hokies have a lot of work to do in the bottom half offensively before they get there. Madden Clement, the lefty for Virginia Tech, trying to find a way to get that final out with no further damage from the Blue Devils here in the top half.
6 homers for Duke as a team today. Wallace Clark has one of them. Ball at a strike for Clark. Had a base hit in the 5th. Solo blast in the 8th. That tied this game at 10. 1-1. Fisted back, 1-2. Tech looking to turn things over to the offense. Madden Clement looking to give him a chance. One-two. Line drive left field. Caught by DeMartini as he leaps.
Remaining.
Bielenson deals, and Grady looks at a first pitch fastball for a strike on the outside corner. Well, Bielenson pitched to close things out on Friday in a 9-8 win in the series opener for the Blue Devils. The 0-1. 0-2. He went 4 innings, just 1 hit, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. The dude threw 51 pitches, 36 of them for strikes. Lights out, the 0-2. Did he go? Home plate umpire, and Tony Carrilli says he did. And Virginia Tech down to their final 2 outs.
Oh, that's a great start. And again, the Obi Insurance home run gives Bielenson here on the other side a chance to come right after these hitters. You're not 1 pitch, 1 swing away from a tie ball game. The goal here is to now keep runners off the base paths. He does that with the first out. You see 8 strikeouts on the day for this Duke pitching staff, who has been a staff indeed.
Christian Martin drives it pull side foul. 0-1. Boy, did he crank that thing. Andrew, as you set the table here on the 9th inning, 0-1. Fouled off again, 0-2. Blue Devils, 7th in the country, on the road. Virginia Tech, 23rd in the country, at home. Huge series for both teams. Bigger win for Duke or a more detrimental loss for Tech?
Yeah, I think for a Duke club that comes in, we talked about it earlier, 8 wins in their last 10 meetings, more status quo for that group, able to take 2 or 3 here on the road. Certainly huge. Standings are everything. We've talked RPI, we've talked postseason baseball. It's tremendous for Coach Pollard and Duke. But if you're Virginia Tech, as Martin rolls over there, 4-3 put out for a quick second out, this is extremely detrimental for a club who's been trying to get back on track. A couple weeks ago here in Blacksburg, get swept by Wake Forest, go on the road last weekend looking to recover against Georgia Tech, end up dropping 2 of 3. This is a series here against the 7th-ranked Blue Devils. Really a chance to turn the corner, finish strong, build some confidence. Got to go on the road and play the Tar Heels, but not looking promising for the home team here as Watson plans to step in with 2 outs recorded here in the 9th, but Coach Elbin with a brief conversation first.
I got to talk things over with Kurt Elbin of Virginia Tech. Well, the Hokies, a lot of baseball left to be played. They still get North Carolina on the road in Chapel Hill next weekend. They'll host a non-con series against Ohio towards the tail end. Still host Miami here in Blacksburg in the ACC Coastal, and you end things on the road in Charlottesville against UVA. So you look at North Carolina and Virginia, those are 2 top 25 caliber teams that Virginia Tech still has left on the schedule.
Yeah, both of these groups have really tough schedules. You touch on Tech and who they have remaining. Duke as well, still to play Florida State. The Tar Heels also to finish. So Hokies finishing with the Who's, Blue Devils finishing with the Heels. Plenty of baseball left, but back to the prior point, how important is this victory? Duke going in it confidently. Virginia Tech going into it still trying to find their way with just those couple series left in the ACC.
Tech down to their final strike, a ball and a pair of strikes with nobody on and 2 gone for Watson. The 1-2 misses downstairs, 2-2. Charlie Bielenson seeking his 9th save of the season. Been lights out, previously alluded to it. One of the top bullpen arms in the conference. He deals 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bielenson with save number 9, and the Blue Devils